Hi everyone, Mckaiser Dragon here, and we have another Dragons discussion episode, and we'll fill it in because I don't remember and I'm too lazy to check. This episode, well, disclaimer. Um, Hold on. No hate. What is this, dude? No hate. No. Uh, you know, no bad feelings about certain things. This might bring up some, bad feelings about MMOs, but or certain people. But I'm not targeting anyone. No hate, no. I don't know. My brain's not working right now. I'm still kind of sick from COVID. I don't have COVID anymore, but like I have symptoms still. But and that, we're here to discuss, not rage out and stuff. Keep a level head, trying to learn new things, trying to see different viewpoints. And that being said, we are discussing. It's not only about MMOs failing, but it's also about kind of what I think goes on in the background of why an MMO fails. Um, the video to watch is this one right here. It is Kara's video, but Asmon's reacting to it. So I'm kind of talking about both of their points, but not all of their points. I feel like they're still too zoomed in, and that's what I'm here to talk about. Um, so I don't like the lighting like that. There we go. So cute. I want to be near a wall. Okay, so they just talk about, well, Kira talks about why he thinks New World failed. Asman tries to throw in what would fix New World, or what he thinks would fix New World, and I say New World is screwed from the very beginning. I think New World, they have great ideas, and it could be a good game. But when Asman was, talking about all the bugs and like what they need to fix, and then they wasn't fixing it, and then more things popped up that they need to fix, and they might fix some of them, and other things were, and from that point, like I never bought New World. I already know my computer can't handle New World, and that's why I did not buy it at all. But another reason, if I had a computer that could handle New World, I still wasn't gonna buy it, because I would just hear, and it's not only Asman, like other content creators were talking about it too, was like, New World's good, it's good, but they need to fix XYZ. They need to fix ABC, and they kind of, after a while, go through the whole alphabet of what they need to fix. And it's just like, well, that's still not good. That means the game's not ready. I want, me personally, I want a finished, complete game. Or very close. It has to be very close to being actually complete. Or else, and then, like, you know what happened. out of nowhere, we're releasing the game in 2 months, or maybe it was a month, and then they knocked it back down to two, or maybe three. I don't remember the full storyline, but and what happened? The game comes out, lots of issues, server issues, bugs, exploits, everything. Like, just the whole game is an issue, and like I said, I think from day one, like, I don't think they would have made it because of what I think, why they're making New World. And they're making New World because they think they can make a game that will make them money. And is that wrong for them to have that mentality? Not really. But if that's the reason why you're making the game and you're not making... I feel like if you're trying to make a game for everyone to enjoy and you want all those people to enjoy the game, that keeps people playing the game longer than if you're making a game to make money off of it. And I think the New World, like, it's not like, is everyone on the same boat? They all want to just make money from making it. Probably, I don't know. But the point is, everything that I've seen other people talk about, and New World's actions, and to do this and that, and it just, like, you can just trace it back. Am I doing this because I want people to enjoy my game, or am I doing this for money? And, like, 9 times out of 10, in my eyes, it just comes down to money. And it just, like, why would they release an incomplete game? Because we wanted the money. And that is not a good basis. I think that will make any MMO fail. Like, it people will see what the game is after a while, and once they realize it's not what they wanted, and this is not the experience I want, they're out of there. And right now, a lot of people are not liking the experience of New World right now. So let's talk about what other things I think. So I don't think that's the only thing. I think we as a community are an issue, and there's, like, multiple reasons for that. But I'm gonna focus on, like, 2 of them, and one is that we, like, I kind of don't agree when Asman says I don't want my time wasted. I think how my time is wasted is a better way to put it. And how New World does it, that's just wasting my time. I personally, I want my time wasted. I want my time to go by so fast. But do we know how that translates to a game? And the answer is usually just no. We don't know what we truly want. And the game itself, and experiencing the game, that's when we realize this is what I want my time to be wasted on. And then you play it for a long time. But another thing is, like, what I think the community kind of does. And I've been playing MMO since 2000, 2006 or late 2005. Um, and the question is, what's the best? And throughout the years of me playing MMOs, or even like console games, the question of what's the best seems to be like kind of a plague, because you you know you if you're asking that, then in my eyes I feel like it's a double-edged sword, I should say, because it depends on who's asking that. And for the people that like are like actually optimizing things, that's a great question for them. But for the people that just want to be lazy and just get through that experience so they can experience things with others, or like just have the experience, I think that's not a good question for them to ask, because um in my eyes, asking what's the best and then not trying to put in the effort to actually get to the best, that's where things kind of break down. And like, you have this amazing game that you can do a lot of stuff in, but all you're saying is, I just want the most efficient way to do it, the fastest way possible. And that makes this game from something that could have been an adventure, and you kind of put it to point A to point B game. And what do we know about linear games? They're kind of boring. Like, they're good for a short term, but like, we want more than that. And back in the day, the question of what's the best wasn't answered within a week, or within 2 weeks, or within a month. It took years. It took a year, or it took 2 years to be like, oh, this is the best, because the grind to test stuff and actually be sure that this is the best was um it was it was a long journey. It was a long adventure. It was something you wanted to find out because people are asking what's the best. And then you there was no Facebook. I mean, for a while there was no Facebook, but like I said, I was kind of late to MMOs. Late 2005. I'm just gonna say late 2005. I think Facebook came around like 2009. But other than that, like, sending out information on like that type of stuff wasn't. It didn't happen so fast. Like nowadays, like someone can figure out the best stuff and then make a guide on it in like a day or two, and then just have it go to 30,000 people, 80,000 people, 500,000 people in like a day or two. The information's out there. And I know, like, back in the day, you had Game FAQ. You kind of had, some guides, but it was all worded text. There wasn't videos on it. And a lot of people didn't want to read. They just want to play a game. And it's just like, the whole game should be the adventure you want to do, not just getting the best stuff. Getting the best stuff is nice, but why you're doing it should be an important part, because if you get to endgame and you don't even know what the game has or how you got there through the lore, I guess that's the word, then what's the point? Like, you're just there for bragging rights. And of course, yeah, we do want to brag, but the experience to go through the whole game and find new stuff out and be surprised, that is... And that's why I love MapleStory. That was the game I played for... I'm gonna say played it like a lot for 8 years and then quit around 10 years. Because yeah, I think that's the other thing. It's like information, and this also can tie into what the game companies are doing. And this is another thing that can make a game fail or not. And I feel like Lost Ark might have the same thing happen. It just depends on if it's actually polished, or is it like, or is the it depends if the game's polished enough and if there's enough content to keep people interested. Enough meaningful content, I should say, to keep people interested. Because Lost Ark, I think they like teased the game to come out. Well, not even to come out, but like they just teased the game and made you aware of the game back in like 2012 or 2013, I think. Maybe 2014. And look where we're at now. They're just now teasing the game again. But it's still not out yet. It's still not ready. That's a long time. That tells you MMOs take a long time to be made. So when even just regular games just take a long time to be made, but MMOs especially take much longer, because, well, I'm not even gonna get into the because, but and once you realize that, you can just kind of zoom out of, you know, to what happened to New World and why it's like still failing. And it's because, like, okay, so I'm just gonna change points a bit, and it's just like, another thing is, I don't want to be a beta tester. I don't want to be worried that the game needs more money to succeed. I just want the game to be done, or very close to done. Because what happens with a lot of these MMOs is like, oh, the game's almost ready, but we need some support, guys. No. I'm here trying to play free-to-play MMOs, or buy once, and then, you know, the rest is free, or... Well, now I'm playing Final Fantasy, that's subscription, but Final Fantasy's done. They keep adding on to it, that's fine, but the base game is done. in New World, I feel like I don't feel like we know New World was not done. It was just not done. And I would like to look at, if you guys remember Conan Exiles, just think of that business model of, hey guys, we need money, and if we raise this amount of money, if we raise, we'll do this, and then if we raise this amount of money, we'll do that, and if we raise this amount of money, we'll do that, and then it seems cool at first, but it's kind of shitty because what happens if you just don't make it? What happens if you do make it and then they just execute it poorly? And then even if you do make it, how long will it take for them to implement it into the game? And a lot of these games, it still takes years. Like, I don't even know if Conan Exiles is like fully been released. I don't know if it's still early access or did they move to beta, or I don't know. I haven't really kept up with them because I don't know. The game wasn't as impactful as everyone thought it was gonna be. Um, because when things are complete, like, what are you gonna do? And like right now, I would have more respect for New World if they just shut the game down, shut it down, work on it, and then bring it back up when they think it's in a better state. Because I don't want to beta test it. I just want to play the game, enjoy the environment, and enjoy the community. And if the community is always talking about, oh man, they still need more time, still need more money to create other stuff, I don't want to worry about that. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna mute myself. And this kind of leads me to like my next point is like the other downside for us investing and help trying to help them make the game of more of what we want. Well, okay, I worded that wrong. You know, since we're helping them, we also give them, they want our feedback so they can try to make the game more of what we want the game to be. But the sad thing is, this is where the game is. This is our expectations, right? And if they're only going for our expectations, I think they need to be. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Well, I think they need to be you know, the MMO should take our expectations and raise it up, and not by a little bit, by a lot, because that's what creates, like, at least I think that's what would create actual content in the game. And there are, like, I feel like we have an unhealthy amount of our thoughts being uh how we want the game to be, and the creator of the game taking too much of that and trying to add it into their game. I know, certain things are actually good to add in, but other things just needs to be expanded upon and flipped in a way that no one expected. Something that goes far beyond what we ever thought. And like, I didn't give any examples of like games being like good, you know, yeah, good games that are like in early access, because it's a weird line to walk. Like, I know Factorio, that game was basically complete. They just need to, you know, work certain things out, do probably add in a few more features, and then release the game. And that's actually what they did. Like, I played Factorio in early access. I played that for like, I think the first time was like 40, 50 hours. And then I played it again later on because like that game was so complex. And then I played it for like maybe 100 hours. And then I quit again. And then I came back again. It was still in early access. I played it for like 330 hours or something, or maybe 400 hours. And then like I see the game's complete. I still don't play for like another year because 300 to 400 hours to me is like that's a lot of time invested, and kind of have to get over certain things. Uh, but recently I've come back to it and I put 200 hours into it almost, and every time I play Factoria, I just love it, absolutely love it, and what Factorio can do that you know MMOs can't do is have, you know, mods that enhance the game, uh, take the game to a next level. But the level of what Factorial is base is still like phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And a newer game that's been in early access right now, still in early access, is Satisfactory, which is kind of the same thing, but from 2D to 3D. Um, they like if you watch their streams and you watch their YouTube content, they they do they do some of the trolliest stuff to us, and sometimes some of the like they'll troll you so hard that you don't even know you're being trolled until they actually release the content. And it's just like, oh my god, it's so. But like, Satisfactory right now is like the game's not complete. There's no story, but you know they have their goals. But then your input also alters their goals, but doesn't change the fact that they want that game to be as amazing as possible, and they'll take your ideas and they they will do that. They will do something else, and then they'll do even more than what we ever anticipated. And that's why I laugh with Factory, not Factory, Satisfactory, because like, uh, they'll tell you they're not gonna do something, and then they do it anyways. it's just, it's just like, bro, how, what, like, why would you? It is, and then just to like see it, oh my god, in the game when they told you it's not gonna happen, it's just glorious. I love Satisfactory and their community, their game developers and stuff, they're an amazing group of people, and like they keep blowing my mind. They keep blowing my mind. I just hate their fucking spiders, dude. Their spiders are actually horrifying. But it's just like that's what MMOs need. It's just like it is a hard balance to give people what they want and give people what your vision is, and then also combine the two and make something that is something we just did not expect. You know, mine. If you look at games that just took off and were just phenomenal, you'll see that like they either gave us, yeah, they usually just gave us a lot of freedom, and there's just like, here's a great game. If you like it, you'll support, and we can keep making the game better. And like the to me the great games like Minecraft and Maple Story, World of Warcraft, like back then it was just like beta. There wasn't early access, but our betas were basically early access for a little bit. That was complete. It just felt complete. It felt like there was too much to do. And then once it's actually released, it's on. I gotta keep this up, and it's just like, oh, no Man's Sky is like, that was a, they had good intent, but that's where you see the corporation was pushing them so they can make their money. But if you just allow the game companies, to make the good game, we'll give you our money. You can have as much money as you want. Just make the game good. And if the game's not good, it's going to show. And then what's that going to say? If the game's not good, why am I giving you my money? And of course, World of Warcraft it's just been around for too long. The game's horrible right now, but like people still give them their money. Does that always happen? No, not really, but And so like I hope that's everything. I hope I'm not missing anything. Let me check. I guess the short version is like, we as a community need to enjoy the game. I know it can be fun to speedrun the game, but like, not everyone needs to speedrun through the game. The whole game should be an experience, an adventure to go through. You speedrunning the game is it's just making the game go from an adventure to a linear game. So, we as a community, we need to slow it down. Just slow it down. Enjoy what we have. Because I'll tell you what, that's another thing I forgot to say is like, if you would take New World and released it 20 years ago, New World would have felt like a perfect game, probably. You know, waste your time. Everyone can play it. And like, it probably would have definitely been way more complete 20 years ago. But yeah, I think people just being bored. You know, you kind of let certain things slide, and if you're even more bored, you let even more things slide. And it's just like, 20 years ago. In my eyes, New World, if New World was released with all those, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Probably not with all the bugs, but like without all the bugs and glitches and exploits. If New World was released 20 years ago, it could have been like a masterpiece. But with all our knowledge and how fast the knowledge comes in, we can definitely spot if the MMO is going to be like wet holes and stuff. Kind of like I've been talking the whole thing. So we all need to realize, enjoy the experience. And I think that's why, like, World of Warcraft, why it worked. Because back then, you didn't know what the laundry list of things you needed to do to get to endgame. You just had to go through it, right? Now, we can actually just hand you the laundry list and YouTube videos, and then you will decide, is this a laundry list I want to do? Or is this laundry list too long and I just don't want to do it? And I think, yeah, one more thing on top of, guides about the game is like, once you have a guide, guess what you don't need? You don't need the community. And I kind of don't like that, too, on top of that. Because you make this MMO kind of more of a single player game by doing that too, because it's just linear now. You don't need to do the side quests. You don't need to explore the world and learn what the NPCs say to you to like find a different adventure for other side quests and see how great the game is. You just need to do what the guide says. Oh, and meet other people. I keep forgetting to say that. I don't know why. But to actually just meet other people in the world of the MMO. You take that away once you just follow a guide just to get to endgame. And now your game's just all about endgame. And endgame is actually a lot more difficult. And I would definitely say a lot less fun. Because now you have to do certain things. And it's not like... And if you got there from a guide, then it's something you have to do. Whereas if you went through the adventure, it's something you want to do. Which definitely changes the perspective. And that's why I say trying to find out what's the best can be a double-edged sword. It just depends who's asking about it. And if you're on the lazy side, it's bad. If you're on the side that wants to do work to learn what's the best and how to do the best, then yeah, that's good. Good for you. And that's my experience with like Final Fantasy 14. It's just like I just want to rush the end game rush through the storyline so I can, do the raids before the next expansion came out. And that was all fine and dandy. And I made it. But now, what's the game to me now? What will I do to keep myself interested in Final Fantasy 14? And I missed out on a lot. I'll tell you that. I definitely missed out on a lot. I did have my fun, but now there's a laundry list that is not only the base game, but like 3 other expansions I just have to do. Well, you don't have to, but like to get more from the game, at some point I'm gonna have to do it. And right now, I'm just not gonna. I want to take it at my own pace. Because what happens once you be in game in an MMO? Well, that the MMO kind of ends, or if you went through the hardship of actually playing through the game and you actually love it, then you might make a new character. That's a new class to play through it and do it again. But if you don't love it, then your adventure might just come to an end. You might stay there for the community, but now you're looking for something else. Those are my thoughts. Tell me, what are your thoughts? Tell me why all these MMOs are trying to hire free beta testers and expect you to pay them for an incomplete game. I am kind of sick of what's going on in the gaming community. And when I say it like that, I kind of mean everything I kind of talked about now. What's going on with the corporations? What's going on with the game developers? What's going on with the community of players? We all have a hand in what's the current state of MMORPGs right now. But I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there. Like I said, tell me your thoughts. Like we need to discuss how I think one way to try to fix this is, actually just go to their forums and, tell them what we think. Because I know, and I still do this, is like I don't tell them what I think. I just hope other people tell them what I think, and then hopefully it gets fixed. But, it's hard when, because it's easy to say that, but when you're bored of the MMO you're playing now and you want something new, something to look forward to play every day, or to play whenever you have free time, it's hard to keep the standard of what you think would be a great MMO. Because then you kind of just, and now I can just say New World's the perfect example, because there were so many potholes in New World, but everyone was still on it, still on the road that's still being made with potholes. or you could even say certain sections was just dirt road. It wasn't even developed. But, you know, from 1 million people to like 30K, that's a big drop. That's a terrible drop. And yeah, I'll call it there. My brain's fried, so I hope that's everything I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, if I think of anything else, I'll try to leave a comment down below. But yeah, but us as a community, we need to keep the standard of what we think a good game is, and if they don't deliver, just don't give them your money. That's easier said than done, because other people will think it's good. And then after a while, we're all not on the same page. And they're looking for your money. Don't forget that. They are looking for money. They have to earn that. You can't just give them money and hope and pray. At some point, we need to decide, hey, the game's not developed. We will not give you our money if we release it. Go back. Create the game. Create the game. Or create more of the game and then come back to us and then we can test it. And I feel like we should only test it for like a month or two max. And after that, the game company needs to take back the game, cut it off from everyone, work on it, develop it, and then release it back to us, test it out. But that's also an issue in itself. It's like, how many times are they gonna keep passing it back to us to test? At some point, they just need to. It's either gonna be good or it's gonna be bad. And if it's good, good. If it's bad, you just need to tell them, hey, come back in like a year or two, maybe, because it's well undeveloped and it just needs to be more in the game to keep a community. Hard to do. Hard to find that nice balance when you're bored and you want something new. But you know, Final Fantasy 14 is a great example of a bad game that turned good. Can New World do that though? Will the corporation let them turn their bad game into a good game? Will the developers wake up and see that certain features people just don't care for and take it out the game? I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. I didn't think this would be like, holy cow, a 50-minute video. But it is now, because I don't know how to speak. I'm still working on it. I'm still working how to speak. But I look towards others to speak, and then I base it off other people. That's all I know how to do right now. Well, I wouldn't say know how to do. That's all I'm working on how to do. Other than that, I think that's about it. I'm still rambling. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far, in your comment, leave. What should we leave? I don't know. I've never done this before myself. I see other people do it.
I don't know what to put. Let's put a spin. Put your MMO in the right words, sir. Just put that, and I'll know that you either skip to the end or you watch the whole video. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.